Yes, I think we should make this presentation, but it's difficult after Italy. We all know that it is the country of social economy in Europe, and they developed the concept and so on. But we'll see. I saw that you have some issues to manage also in Italy and to develop some other things. So it's okay. We should not feel very bad here in Romania that we have a lot to do in this area. So let's make a share screen.
Claudia, Romania is also on the good way. It's not
Yes.
Italy, but we
learn from Italy a lot. So we translate a lot of know-how from Italy in Romania. So maybe we. I would like to start with some facts or myths in order to see what is the perception about social economy within our group. So first of all, I would like to ask you if social economy is the economy of the poor people. What do you think? No, but why no?
Could also be of green energy, innovation.
Okay.
Maybe it is associated with poor people just because social usually means supporting disadvantaged groups. That's why you associate this idea of social support with disadvantaged groups within national economies. Maybe that's why it's a myth.
Okay, so if I will go to the next slide, we can say that social economy is not just about social inclusion.
No.
Okay. And do you think that the products or the services from social enterprises are of a lower quality than those from regular business?
No.
No.
Why not?
Because they're driven by the needs of the community. So they reply more specifically to the needs of people in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think the truth is that they are more effective on a smaller scale. That is the difference. Because, of course, if we think of big actions, of course, their effectiveness is reduced. But if we think of local communities, they are more effective because they are just heading the needs of those living in that community rather than general needs.
Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you, Eleonora. I don't know if someone else would like to add something.
Another answer could be the products or the services of social enterprises could have lower quality because it's the same with traditional businesses. It depends on the leadership, management, so on, so forth. In 2015, we developed a range of social enterprises, one of them being a tailor manufacturer, and the persons engaged and employed there at first, during the first 6 months, they were still learning how to tailor different objectives, and by far the quality wasn't perfect. So it depends. Could have lower quality, maybe at first.
Thank you very much, because I start with these myths because we have to struggle with them in Romania a lot, due to the fact that in Romania social economy is mostly associated with social inclusion, due to the fact that most of the social enterprises were developed through European social funds that give a special attention to social economy as a tool of social inclusion. So that's why I start with all this to introduce the case of Romania. Okay, so We try to analyze the mechanism and services of incubation and acceleration for social businesses based on their development needs and the main challenges they face in Romania. We try not only to identify the incubation models for social entrepreneurs or social enterprises, but also to see what are the services provided by these organizations, and to see what are the needs of social entrepreneurs or social enterprises that are not covered by this incubation hubs or accelerators in Romania. So what we have in Romania, we have cooperatives, we have mutual aid organizations, we have non-governmental organizations that carry out economic activities, because we cannot put all the NGOs and we cannot consider all the NGOs as social economy entities. We consider only the NGOs that carry out economic activities. But also we have companies that have social objectives as well and meet other specific criteria. For example, in this round of funds from ESF, we had a lot of companies registered as social enterprises in the National Registry of Social Enterprises. What are the characteristics of social enterprises in our law? A social enterprise should act for the social purpose and or in general interest of the community, should allocate a minimum of 90% of their achieved profit or surplus to the social purpose or statutory reserve, should commit to transmit the remaining assets from the liquidation to other or several social enterprises, and also should apply the principle of social equity towards employees, ensuring a fair payment level between them, which there can be no difference exceeding the ratio of 1 to 8 inside of social business. The last data about social economy entities are from 2015. And we can observe an increase in the number of NGOs and NGOs with economic activities. In the case of other entities like employees mutual aid funds or pensioners mutual aid funds or cooperatives, the increase is not so big, or we can have a decrease, like in the case of credit unions or consumer cooperatives. What kind of funds we have for social businesses in Romania? Because we have a law from 2015 that regulates social enterprises, but only give a definition of social enterprise and work integration social enterprise, but no other facilities are given through this law in Romania. We have European funds through Human Capital Operational Program. And also we have some funds from the National Program for Rural Development. We have also some public funds, and I put here startup program, even if now this startup program is also financed by through European funds. We have also some private funds, but their level are very low. And we should mention that the European funds, which are the main fund that finance social enterprises, is focused more on startup phase, not on the development of new products, services by the existing social enterprises. And also is focused on social inclusion. That's why we have this misperception regarding social economy in Romania. Regarding the crowdfunding platforms, these are relatively new in Romania. compared to other European countries. But we have the types of crowdfunding platforms. We have the donation funding, we have funding with rewards, and we start to have also equity crowdfunding. What kind of services are offered by these crowdfunding platforms? We have easy access to communities for potential investors. We have the validation of the business idea or giving credibility to the sustained cause. We have the promotion of the cause business idea, constructive feedback from potential investors, media exposure, and consultancy on completing legal steps regarding the investment. It's difficult to discuss about the social incubation model in Romania because most of our models are related to European social funds. And that's why these models are mainly focused on the instructions from the funding guide, let's say, and we have limited services that we can offer to social enterprises that are incubated by other let's say NGOs or companies through these projects. But there are some initiatives that help entrepreneurs to set up their companies, provide them with a space for work, but it's not for free. They should pay for this space. And we have this initiative that introduce these entrepreneurs to social incubator databases to create a network. Okay, another issue that I want to discuss is when a crowdfunding is important. When you start a business, or when you want to grow your business, to develop new ideas, to develop new products, new services.
It's more common when you start a business, I mean, as a tools, but can be used also for accelerator, for when you want to grow up more, maybe, or you want to make some new activities in your business.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Anjali.
I would say both.
Me too.
Because through crowdfunding, you are able to validate your product, even or when you start a business, to validate the product when you start, or when you want to develop other types of products or services. It's a validation on the free market.
Mm-hmm. Other ideas?
Do we have to choose?
No, we can take both.
Obviously, you know, funding is always important. So
yeah.
Yes, of course. That's why when we discuss about incubation, we saw that many of our interviews declare that incubation is only at the beginning of a business or in the startup phase, not when you want to develop some other issues, because when you develop some other services, products, or so on, you are on an accelerating process, not on an incubation process. But crowdfunding, yes, it's important also for the startup phase, but also when you want to develop some other ideas, some other new services. In Romania, we saw that we use crowdfunding not for startup, because for startup we use European funds mainly, but we use crowdfunding mainly to develop new ideas, new services, new products. But we have some programs that provide support at the startup stage of developing a social business. And they provide as main services and opportunities individual coaching and mentoring and consulting sessions. access to methods and working tools specific for social entrepreneurship, learning workshop 360 degrees, generating business ideas, international connection with specialist entrepreneurs, investors, piloting business ideas, cash prizes, or pitch day. And we have here Impact Hub, for example. I know that Impact Hub is also in other countries, but these are the main, let's say, incubator for small and medium enterprises, but also they have some competition for social incubation. Not many, but some of this competition. The programs that provide support for the growth of existing social business or business accelerators have as main services and opportunities funding solution for the development of business ideas or products, industrial connection for implementation, as well as community laboratories for prototypes, marketing services, individual coaching, mentoring, peer-to-peer consultancy and technical expertise, assessment of the business model, interaction with international mentors, networking with international startups. But they are only few. We can say that they are almost missing, but if we consider that there are some, we can mention them also. Okay. What type of social business are incubated? This type of social business is incubated depends very much on the donor. For example, European funds support social businesses that aim to include in the labor market people from vulnerable groups. And the incubation process in this case should include consultancy regarding the employment of people from vulnerable groups, young needs, Roma people, disabled people, long-term unemployed, etc. And the services offered include training in the field of social entrepreneurship, mentoring, consultancy, companionship in the implementation of the business plan. And we have also private funds that include this activity of social business incubation in their corporate social responsibility activities. But the funds available are smaller. Okay, what needs are uncovered? The connection with public authorities and the spaces properly equipped for the development of a business. What are the main challenges for social enterprises? Access to bank loans, because the banks don't want to provide loans for social enterprises. Yes, they provide loans for social enterprises if they are companies, registered as companies, not as association, foundation, or other type of social economy entities. Guarantee programs, loan funds, support for intellectual property rights, and aids with business etiquette, and support for compliance with the regulation in force. Okay, I will go to, these are some images from some of our social businesses in Romania. So we have bakeries, we have some social entities in the environmental field. We have also social tourism, as you may see in Transylvania, but we also have other types of products also provided by these entities. What are the main recommendations? First of all, to finance the development of regional incubators or accelerators for social enterprises. These could be financed also for European funds, but in Romania, there is no possible opportunity for this in this period. Maybe in the next period, we can create also this kind of regional incubators or accelerators to create a specific acts within operational program that support the development of these incubators and also the co-working spaces for social enterprises, to include a specific action for social enterprise in the program dedicated to small and medium enterprises in Romania.